feel ashy. But I ain't about to do nothing about it. I'm sure ain't. What's this on my arms? This window closed, but it still feels kind of chilly. Why is my earring not turning the right way? I guess I done lost all. Oh, no, I ain't lost all my subscribers. I know they'd be like, she don't come on live no more. I ain't going over there. I'm here. Put on this necklace. Make it at least look like I attempted. Is that? Yeah. Make it look like I tried. Is it on? Yeah. Let's see who is here because we got a few things to talk about. A whole lot of stuff been going on. Let me turn this down. Okay, I'll check it. I'll check it, Kay. Hey, Juicy. So, for one, let's start off that police officer that killed Botham Jean, I think is his name, was found guilty today. So, I'm pretty sure now they will be going into the sentencing phase. I don't even like talking about stuff like that because I already know that it's going to make me angry and I'm going to come off as an angry person because that kind of stuff does make me angry when, black people are just killed for no reason. Then, yeah, I do get really angry. So, at least she is found guilty. Okay? At least we got that much. The sentencing, we have no idea, how much she will be punished, but at least she was found guilty. And then I saw a video, and I'm not going to play that video, but I'm pretty sure you can go to Facebook and find it. A video of a young lady with her baby. This is what she was doing with her baby. She was holding the baby like this. So by the baby's torso in the air and smoking weed and just like twirling the baby around like the baby was like a dumbbell. I mean, literally, like the baby was a hand weight. She was just like twirling this baby around, and the baby was I think they said a month old or a couple of weeks old. And when she got finished, the video was longer, but people are just putting clips of the video. They said it was more abuse than this. But the part that I saw when she got finished, she just, kind of like tossed the baby on a pillow. She did this on Facebook Live. And so I guess about an hour later, the police knocked on her door. And when they got there, they said they smelled alcohol on her breath. And of course, she was high because she was smoking weed in the video. And so supposedly her sister has been, saying that she suffers from mental illness and she hasn't been taking her medication and she has been, drinking and smoking weed and stuff. Now, let me say this. Let me preface this because postpartum depression is a real thing. Okay? Some women have literally killed their babies because of postpartum depression. Now, if this young lady already had bipolar, whatever. Oh, plus she says she didn't want the baby anyway, but we're going to go into that. If the young lady already had bipolar disease or schizophrenia or something, Postpartum can throw you right into, you know, can throw you like the slightest thing can trigger you and throw you into a depression. Now, I am not justifying anything that this young lady did to her baby, but that does happen. Now, what can we do? So she is in jail where she should be because she needs to get clean. And jail is just a good place for you to detox. You sit there because you're not gonna get no alcohol and you're not gonna get no weed in jail. So you have no idea, no other recourse but to detox while you're in jail. You sit in jail. The courts should mandate her to go to some type of program to get clean and to take some type of parenting classes for an entire year, like they do for people who have to take, those domestic violence classes. They're like a year long. So for a whole year, she should have to take some type of class and pass. But that baby should not be in her care at all. And they said that the baby was taken by the grandmother. That's too close. That's too close because the girl can get out of jail and just go to her mama house and, want to act the fool about the baby. I mean, just watching this woman treat this poor little defenseless infant like it was a rag doll. Like what she was doing to that baby, I wouldn't do to my dog. It was so sad. And the woman was smoking weed and blowing the cigarette smoke in, close to where the baby was. And I was like, Lord Jesus. I mean, it was at a point where, I just could not do anything but pray for that child. Like, I immediately went into prayer for that child. And then maybe about 20 minutes later or whatever, I saw where she had been arrested. Because somebody actually have the people in her complex have the actual video of the police dragging her literally out of her apartment. I was just like, Lord, God, dog. I mean, that was one of the saddest things that I have seen this year. I can't take animals being abused and babies because they didn't ask to come here and they can't help themselves. You know what I mean? Like Gizmo can't help himself. Gizmo don't know that it's 90 degrees outside, and if he stays out there too long, he'll, burn his little paw pads on the concrete. It's up to me to get him out there, let him use the bathroom, and bring him back in the house because it's super hot. It's up to me to make sure he has water stashed all around the house so if he gets thirsty, if he's upstairs, he can get a drink. He don't have to come all the way down here if he gets thirsty because I'm a responsible pet owner. But as a mother, I could not, I couldn't believe it. Oh, Phoenix, you lost your uncle? I'm sorry to hear about that, sweetie. I'm sorry to hear about that. Phyllis, you lost your nephew? Oh my goodness. What is going on? And I want to tell you guys something too. I received a very interesting message from Spirit. I know that a lot of us watch a lot of these YouTubers in this sector. I call it this sector because, I do watch a lot of African American people. I do. Most of the people that I watch in the plant groups are of different ethnicities. The majority of them are not African American. It is some African American women in the plant groups, but the majority of the people that I watch in the plant groups are different ethnicities. So I'm speaking about my own people right now that are in this, little clique of YouTube. So the other day, Spirit gave me this interesting analogy because the fights that are happening on YouTube now are becoming more and more severe. Posting deceased relatives, you posting ancestors, you're posting pictures of ancestors, making fun of them, posting pictures of people's mothers, talking about their mothers, posting pictures of people's children in compromising positions. And this is what Spirit told me. This is how these people are acting. When there is a fire, the fire department shows up, they receive a call, however many alarms that they need are told to them then. If it's going to be more than one fire department, they know that it's a 2 alarm fire. So it's going to be this station along with another station is going to show up and help. When they get to the fire department, they're pulling out all of their equipment. And as they're pulling out the equipment, the chief is looking like, okay, where should we start this? Where should we tackle? The fire is in the roof of the house. Let's get up there and, break it down and tackle this fire. I need one person on the ground. I need somebody else to, go up on the roof and let's get this thing together. The fire department don't show up with gasoline to throw another accelerant on the fire. They don't show up and say, you know what, let's make this bigger. Okay? They don't see that the fire is on the 10th floor of a hotel and then they go in and set another fire on the first floor so that the two fires can meet each other. The only time that that is done where the fire department comes in and sets another fire is if it's a forest fire and they're trying to contain the fire by burning it off, because that some kind of way cuts off the oxygen to the original fire. They will set a perimeter and set another fire, but they can contain that. You don't go into these situations with these YouTubers. Other YouTubers have cocked. If you want to see this stuff stop throwing gasoline on these fires. And it ain't just the YouTubers. I have received emails from people that I know are not the person that, it is said in the title. I know it ain't that person. It is so many hurt people on YouTube. Hurt and mentally ill people on YouTube. That you would rather post a picture of someone dead and have your subscribers laugh at them than drop this situation. And Spirit ain't happy. They are not happy. It's about to be a shakeup in this community on YouTube. And it's not going to be cute. I've seen it. It ain't going to be cute. It's going to be real ugly. But you know what? I'm going to be sitting right here on my porch. Because I didn't already seen it. What Martin Luther King say? I done been to the promised land. And I didn't seen it. You think I'm lying? Keep watching. Because the ancestors not gonna let you keep disrespecting them. That's not gonna happen. You're not gonna be out here disrespecting them and think ain't nothing gonna happen to you. They gonna pop off. They can do that. You're not just gonna be out here disrespecting people, posting pictures of people's mamas and and dead folks, and y'all out here laughing and carrying on. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. So it's about to be real crazy. Thank you, Tina. Yeah, we can't fix that buffering thing, Phyllis. I don't know what that is, sweetie. All the ancestors is gonna get them, honey. The ancestors are just waiting. And I just want to be here so I can see it. Cause you know I'm one of them I told you so people. I told you. I tried to warn you, but you wouldn't listen. I told you. So did anybody watch the Shane Dawson documentary that he's doing with Jeffree Star? Because it came on today, and I think it was like an hour long or whatever, and I think it's supposed to be like not two, 9. I don't know, child. It ain't no way in hell I'm gonna keep up with that. But I did watch the first one because I wanted to see like what the tone of the documentary was going to be. So Shane Dawson is doing a documentary. I guess Jeffree Star is going to help him start a makeup line or do like a makeup palette, his own makeup palette. Because you know, rich people always help their friends get rich. This was like the weirdest documentary that I have seen. Like Shane Dawson is talented when it comes to cinematography. You know, his edits are good, but it was just weird because it just seemed like the entire time, like for a whole hour, he boosted Jeffree Star up and pushed himself down. I don't want to be friends with anybody that I have to put myself down in order to lift you up. Now, if the documentary is about you, then I'm not even going to talk about myself. But if the documentary is about both of us, then we're on the same level. And what's sad is, Shane Dawson has a lot of children who watch him. Teenagers, young people that watch him, and they don't really understand like personality cues and personality traits and how people act in the real world because they're still children. Because in the real world, you don't put yourself down to elevate another person. It don't matter how rich, how much money they have. I'm not about to put myself down to elevate you. Even if you are trying to help me get a business off the ground, you still not gonna treat me like I'm your puppy. And you doing everything. Oh, here's your little handout. Come on, puppy. Let me show you how to dress. Let me show you what to do. Let me show you how to act in front of people and all of this kind of stuff. And it was just cringy to me because Shane Dawson kept laughing, just all of this nervous laughing. It reminded me of like a 80s sitcom where, in the 80s they had like laugh tracks. Like when a comedian would say something, they would have like a laugh track and the laugh track would go off for so long and then, it would stop. That was kind of what it put me in the mind of. Like the music, it's filmed nice because Shane Dawson is very good at editing It was filmed nice. The music was nice. All of that. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the way Shane Dawson was acting during the whole thing. Making it seem like Jeffree Star is Jesus Christ himself. Okay, we all know that, Jeffrey has money. You know what I mean? And we all know that Jeffrey has money. And that's a good thing. He's worked hard for it. But you still don't ever put yourself in a position where you look down on yourself and look up at somebody else. I wouldn't even want anybody around me doing that. When people compliment me or whatever, I try to compliment them also. Don't put me on no pedestal because I'm human just like you are. I mean, it just was cringy. And I know a lot of people, a lot of these kids won't understand it because the only thing that they see is glitz and glamour, and that's what they want. You know what I mean? They want to be famous on YouTube. They want to be uh, social media influencers because they feel like that will make their life so much better. But how long do you really think that YouTube is going to last? And if you don't have some type of education, people skills, something that these kids don't have now. The majority of these kids don't have no people skills. They don't even know how to communicate effectively around other people because they're so used to texting or not even talking on the phone, texting or sending emails or whatever other social media app, that they use. Instead of really sitting down talking to other people. I think that's why I have such a love for speaking and talking because, growing up, I had heck of friends. We all sat on the porch and talked and, talked about what we did at school. We talked on the phone all the time. We talked to each other. We went to each other's houses. So we had an ability to communicate with each other. I just think it was something, and I know that this was the first part of the documentary, but the first part kind of made me say, well, I know that this is not geared to me because, for one thing, my intelligence level is way too high for this. These type of videos or documentaries, as he calls them, are geared to kids. That's what you want. But when you make a documentary, your documentary should be ageless. Anybody should be able to enjoy it. It shouldn't just be, the kids looking at it and the kids get it. Anybody should be able to watch a documentary about you making a makeup line and enjoy it. And I really don't think that Shane Dawson should have been the person that they picked to do the makeup line. I think Jeffree Star should have picked Rich Lux. Even though Rich Lux got on my nerves earlier this month, I really believe that Rich Lux would be a better fit. Because Rich Lux is confident in himself. And I think he could pull it off. Shane Dawson, I didn't even realize that Shane Dawson was that insecure. He kept talking about his weight and, they're not going to like me and all of this kind of stuff. And, I know that it kind of seems like he had a hard time growing up, but who didn't have a hard time growing up? We have all had a hard time growing up. We all got teased growing up. I got called fat. People still call me fat. And I'm 55 years old, but I'm not insecure. Therein lies the difference. And it just goes to show you can have, all of this money and be, because Shane Dawson is basically famous on YouTube. Like, If you go out and just ask random people, do they know who he is? Then no, they're not. But he is famous on YouTube. But he's extremely insecure. Extremely insecure. And all of his insecurities came out in this first episode. And I'm not sure if that's what they were trying to do, trying to show all of his insecurities, and maybe as the documentary progresses, he will, feel better about himself. But I just didn't like the way that, they showed him kind of like a little lapdog to Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star was coming off as, I am the shit, and you are right now just the poo poo, and I'm helping you. Yeah, Phoenix, I will watch, like, if he does something special and people are talking about it, I will watch it. But just watching his videos, no. Mm-mm. Yeah, I mean, we all got teased to a certain degree. I just put on this so I wouldn't look naked. I don't know. The it was weird. It was really weird to me. It just seemed so unbalanced. Like, he put Jeffrey way up here and put himself down here. Because to me, Shane Dawson is extremely talented. Don't downplay your talent for nobody. I look at people, and I'm not a priest in this religion, but you still not going to put me down because I'm not. You're not going to put me down. That's what you're not going to do. We going to have a problem. I'm not going to put myself down or put myself below anybody to make you look good. If you can't shine on your own, I ain't going to dull my shine so you'll shine greater. Friend or no friend, because to me, that's not a friend. A friend is constantly lifting you up and telling you, no, no, we don't want to sound like that. We don't want you to sound like, you know, you are inferior or you are lower or I am better. I don't ever want my friends, none of my friends, to ever feel like that. If my friends feel that way, then I'm doing something wrong. It just was cringy to me to watch. So I'm pretty sure I won't be um I'm I'm pretty sure I won't be watching any more of that because I don't like I just don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like to see people um who just feel insecure about themselves. I really don't. That like bothers me. That's one thing that bugs me. So I didn't really like it. Oh, yeah, see Phoenix, I've never seen that. I've never seen him I've never seen him do blackface. And I'm not really a fan of Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star has said some problematic things in the past. So I'm not a fan of his, to be honest. Are you talking to me, Phyllis? It was maybe 10 years ago. Oh yeah, yeah. I just recently started watching him, and I don't even know how I started watching him. I think when he did that special about Graveyard Girl, I think I watched that, and then I kind of maybe watched a few other things, but not much. What did you ask me, Phyllis? Why do you think you see the way you do? One of the reasons why I think I see things the way I do this week is because I have been extremely quiet. You know what I mean? Like I've been in a very, very restful state. Just like really by myself, just laying down, resting, not as busy as I usually am. And so when you get to that point when you're like resting, when you know you're recuperating from an injury or a sickness or whatever, that is the time that spirit will speak to you the most because your mind is resting. You know, you're not as busy as you normally are. You're not concentrating on a lot of the things that you normally concentrate on. You're resting, and spirit will speak to you. And this was just, I mean, it was so plain. It was plain as day. So these little folks better get themselves together, cause spirit ain't happy. Spirit is not happy. And you know, sometimes I do, you know, like when I watch certain people's videos, like I will concentrate on that person and I'm, you know, may say a prayer for that person. Like I don't dislike people. You know what I mean? I dislike your actions. I dislike some of the things that you do. I don't like people lying to people and perpetrating and all of that kind of stuff. That that irritates my whole soul. So I guess sometimes when I watch people's videos, I shake my head and pray for them, and of course those people will sometimes come up in my dreams or, you know, my subconscious mind will show me something about that person that, is going to happen or whatever. Because I've seen a lot of things come to pass. And spirit is working on one person right now. And the crazy thing is I made a video about this person a couple of months ago. More than a couple of months ago, maybe about 6 months ago. I made a video about this person. The video that I did when I put the person in the pot, and it's just now coming to pass. I don't rush spirit. I'm not one of those kind of people that stand over my spells and wonder why they ain't working. I put it together and I release it out to the universe and let the Orishas and the ancestors deal with it when they see fit. I'm not ever going to be like, oh, it ain't working. It ain't working because it didn't work today. I don't care if it takes 6 months for it to work, as long as it works. I don't care. I don't have on a spiritual watch. I'm not keeping count on how long it take for it to work. I just know it's gonna work. Things is happening. Things are happening. And see, that's what some of y'all need to stop doing. You need to stop looking at your spells and wondering why this ain't working. Then it's not gonna work. Because you didn't put that negative energy into it about it working. Work your spell, release it to the universe, and walk away from it. You don't look back on it and talk about how what it ain't doing and all of this kind of stuff. Just like when Jesus told Lot and his wife to leave the city and don't look back. Because see, when you look back, you mess up. Lot looked back and turned into a pillar of salt. Right there. The rest of his family got away. Do your work and don't look back. Send it out to the universe, bury it, whatever you got to do to it. And know in your heart that what you put is going to come to pass. All you got to do, what the Bible say, have the faith the size of a mustard seed. You know how small a mustard seed is? A mustard seed is about the size of a sesame seed. That's all the faith you need. You only need a little bit. Hold on to that. That's the thing. People don't understand. You don't have to be out here with faith the size of a tugboat. You only need a little bit. So believe in it. Send it out to the universe and go on about your business. And let the Orishas and the ancestors work it out. But see, you can only do that if you have a relationship with your ancestors. If you don't have no relationship with your ancestors, don't ask them for nothing. Okay? That's like walking up to a stranger going, "Can you give me $500?" They're going to look at you like you crazy. They don't know you. You don't have a relationship with your ancestors. You're not talking to them. You're not giving them coffee in the morning. You're not giving them treats. You're not giving them anything on their birthday. You're not giving them special things that only they like. How would you then go to them and say, can you do this for me? Because I need a man and your ancestors are going to be like, who's she talking to? Come here, Lucy. Look. This girl got the nerve to be asking me for something. Because that's exactly how I'm going to be. If you don't honor me, I'm not gonna be giving up nothing. When I go to the ancestral realm, I'm gonna be out having fun with the rest of the ancestors. They're gonna be like, they calling you. I'm gonna be like, no, they not. Because they ain't brought me no coffee or nothing. And they know how much I loves my coffee. And they can't even bring me no coffee? I'm gonna be out having me a good time. Child. That's your grandmother's name. Oh, well, you been giving your grandmother, have you been giving her coffee, girl? She might have said that. Oh, she might be, is she mad at you? Huh? You been giving her coffee? You better give her some coffee. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, don't be going to your ancestors asking them for stuff and you ain't giving them nothing. Do you know how easy it is to make 2 cups of coffee in the morning? Because the cup of coffee that you make for your ancestors, you make it black. So you just pour them some coffee, a black cup of coffee. You ain't even got to put the sugar and the cream and all of that kind of stuff in it like you do yours. Just get them some black coffee. I get my daddy cigarettes and Black and Mild. Sometimes when I can think about getting a Black and Mild, I was like, I should give my daddy a Jewel. Cause he smoked. But I give him, cigarettes and, Black and Mild sometimes. I give my mom those bugles because she loved those. And those red and white church mints. She loved them church mints. For her birthday, I always get a Sara Lee cake. And we always have a Sara Lee pound cake for her birthday because she loved them little frozen Sara Lee pound cakes. I always get her one for her birthday. You got to honor your ancestors. My dad used to love Coca-Cola. I used to get a Coke or something every now and then and put it down for him. You got to honor your ancestors. You got to tell them that you love them. You have to set up an altar for your ancestors because, for one thing, the Orishas are not going to deal with you if you do not have a altar set up for your ancestors. If you do not have a relationship with your ancestors, the Orishas are not going to deal with you. And y'all be killing me, writing me these dissertations about how you done seen Oshun and she done came to you and she helped you slay the dragon. And then when I ask you, oh, do you set up your altar for your ancestors? Who? Click. I be like, oh, well, it's time. Let me go. It's time for me to go. Because you ain't out here slaying no dragons. Oshun don't even know you. The Orishas don't know you because they're not going to let you step over your ancestors to get to them. That's just like God. He said, you got to go through my son to get to me. You got to go through him. You can't just step over Jesus and get to me. The Orishas are the same way. You hear me? If you don't have a relationship with your ancestors, you don't have a relationship with them. And you can think you do. You can be slaying demons and dragons in your sleep and all of that. But whoever showed up to help you fight them dragons is not Oshun. It ain't her. I don't know who it is, but it ain't her. And Oshun ain't out here slaying dragons anyway. Where is some of y'all getting these messages that y'all be sending me? What's wrong with you? I don't even understand some of the stuff that people be out like. I don't know if people be trying to impress me or I don't know. I don't get it, but it don't make no sense. Okay, it just don't. The Orishas are not out here slaying dragons with you in your dreams. And if you slaying dragons, you need to get some help. I need you to go to the doctor. That's what I need you to do. If there are dragons in your dreams and you slaying dragons and carrying on, I need you to go to the doctor. Oh, I'm trying to make sure y'all can't see my address. That's what I need you to do. Okay? Don't tell me that you out here slaying dragons and stuff because I don't want to hear it. That don't impress me at all because I'm not slaying dragons and I don't want to. That dragons ain't my ministry. And stop telling people that kind of stuff. Keep that to yourself. You having them crazy dreams where you slaying dragons and fighting fairies and stuff. Keep that to yourself. Don't nobody else need to know that but you. Write that in your journal. Okay? Don't tell nobody else that unless it's your therapist. Because some of these dreams are just that. They're just dreams. They're just, it could be the last thing you watched on TV before you went to sleep, and your subconscious mind is putting stuff together in weird ways. And there you go. You out here fighting dragons. But don't leave me an email asking me why you have dragons in your dreams. Because you're going to catch me on a bad day and I'm going to be like, I don't know, and don't care. Yeah, that imagination be too active for me, child. Way too active. Oh, I wanted to talk about one other thing too. So there was a young lady, I think she was 12 or 13 years old, that goes to a Christian school, and it was reported that some boys, the young lady was African American, and she reported to her parents that some Caucasian boys cut her dreads and had been, bullying her, calling her ugly, and, other stuff. Come to find out, this young lady cut her own hair. She said that the boys had been teasing her, but she cut her own hair. Maybe to, get attention or whatever. Parents, we got to do better with our kids. You know what I mean? Kids don't understand how to deal with conflict. Some kids just, they don't know what to do. So in her mind, she probably felt like if I cut my hair and blame it on these other kids, maybe I will get some help. You know what I mean? We we don't know. But there had to be a reason for this child to do this. And we have to understand that this is a child. You know what I mean? This is not an adult. This is a child. She's only either 12 or 13 years old. But yeah, it's really bad. I guess the school is, they issued a statement, and I think they made the little girl come on camera and say that she lied and stuff. So it's really sad. It really, really is sad. Because I really do think that something is going on with that child for her to do something like that. Because, girls don't just cut their hair for nothing. When we little, we didn't all like, as little kids, didn't all like little they cut our bangs or whatever. Little kids do, little stuff like that. But a teenager, no. And I do believe that, I believe that she is being bullied. I really do. Because the little girl got a totally sad face. You can look in her eyes and see that she's sad. Yeah, Monique, something ain't right with that. Something is, yeah, I'm not feeling that whole situation. Something is not right there. Because that little girl looked way too sad in her eyes for, you know, let me see if I can find, because I think I saved the article to my Facebook. Um, she looked way too sad in the face to be, for nothing to be going on. Way too sad. Did I keep the article? I may not have. I don't think I did. But it's just sad. Like when I saw that, I was just like, wow, this is so sad. And the little girl just looked so sad. So sad. And did I tell you guys about the man that tried to commit suicide, jumped in front of a train with his daughter? And I guess when the train ran over them, he fell on top of the little girl. And that saved her life. He had got mad, had an argument with the little girl's mama. They were arguing. And he took the little girl and jumped in front of a train. And the train ran over them, killed him, and he fell on top of her and saved her. Well, he didn't save her because he was trying to kill her, but his body saved her. Now you know that little girl had some. Her ancestors was like, no, not today, not this day. Her ancestors Ogun showed up, sacrificed him, saved that baby. Her ancestors called Ogun, and Ogun came, stopped that train, and saved that baby. When they got up under the train, the little girl was laying up under her dead father. The impact killed him. And she didn't even have a scratch on her. Don't tell me ain't no God. Because he showed up and showed out. Here it is right here. Look at that. Not a scratch on her. And he up under the train dead. He dead. If you want to see the whole video, it's on D.L. Hughley's Facebook page. Dead. When I saw that, I was like, because I thought the baby was dead too. I just knew. When people was getting up under there, I just knew, oh my God, they about to see something gruesome. And they pulled this baby out. She still had her backpack on and everything. Still had her backpack on and everything. God was like, not today. No, you not. No, you is not. You're not going to hurt my child. Honey, that little girl is grow up to do something great. Do you hear me? She is going to grow up to do something great. God spared her life. Your own daddy tried to kill you. But God said, no, it ain't going to happen. No, it ain't. No, it is not. No, it's not. That baby was saved, honey. They got down there and baby girl still had her backpack on. I was like, oh my God. My God. Yes, honey, that's one of them. That's one of them type of stories that her mama can shout all over the whole entire church. Like her mama could tear the whole church down with that testimony. Like the pastor won't even be able to preach. Her mama get up and tell that testimony, she could shut down the whole church service. They start playing that Church of God in Christ music. People be shouting everywhere. They be jumping out the windows and foaming at the mouth. And I be right there with them. I be right there with them. Do you hear me? I be shouting all over that church. Child, I would be a shouting sister. That little girl got a serious testimony. My daddy tried to kill me. My father tried to kill me. He was run over by a train. I was underneath him and I survived. I survived. I'm alive. Oh, child. I would be shouting, "Hey, Essie, honey," I would be a shouting sister. Do you hear me? I would be shouting all over that church. That church could not contain me. I remember one time when I was a little girl. I was young. This lady at my church, when she used to shout, she used to run laps. You know how some people get to shouting and they just be running, when they catch the Holy Ghost and just be running. So this particular Sunday, she caught the Holy Ghost and, was doing her traditional laps around the church. And then she ran out in the vestibule and fell out of a stained glass window and did not have not one scratch on her. Broke the glass, everything. Fell out the glass and one scratched. And her wig was still intact. Wig didn't even come off. That was my mama's thing. My mother, and my mother wasn't really a shouter. Like, I can't remember my mother just like going off shouting, just like buck wild shouting, like some people be doing. But my mother would always be like, I'm sure gonna put enough hairpins and bobby pins and stuff in my wig, because back in the day they wasn't gluing the wigs down to your head like these kids doing now. They had bobby pins and little combs and stuff that they stuck in the wigs to keep your wig on, because my mother had this thing where she did not want her wig to fall off during a shout, because one of her best friends, every time she shouted, the wig would come off. And I remember this one particular time, she had shouted, and my mom was trying to help, get her together and stuff. And my mama handed the wig to me. Just just like put the wig in my hand. And I was just like, I don't want to hold this wig. I don't want to hold this woman's wig. I was so mad. I was so mad with my mama that she had gave me this woman's wig to hold. You know how you just reach back and hand the wig to the person closest to you, and I was the person closest to her. When we got home, I told my mom about that too. I was like, "Why did you give me her wig?" I was laughing like, "Girl, that wig ain't gonna do nothing to you." I was like, I don't want to be touching people's wigs though. But then as I got older in the church, I became a usher. And so, you picking up, at that point, you picking up everybody, wig, purse, slip, whatever the person then shouted out of, you got to collect it and, give it back to the person, money, everything. But I just, oh my God, I was too little to be holding on to people wigs and stuff. Like, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready to be, I wasn't ready to be holding on to nobody's wig. too little for that. I mean, thank God I understood the whole concept of wig because, my mom had her wig on a wig head in her room and stuff. And so, I knew she had wigs, but, I wasn't really into the whole touching of wigs because growing up, I thought that wig hair was made from dead people, even though my mother had told me that it wasn't. I had still made that up in my mind that they had taken hair from dead people to make wigs because I didn't understand the whole concept of it being not human hair, you know? And then my mom was saying that, it was human hair, and I didn't understand that, people grew their own hair out and cut it and sold it to make wigs and stuff. I didn't understand that. So human hair, I thought they was getting from dead humans. That was my philosophy. Even though she told me that wasn't it, I still believed it. So I wasn't too fond about wigs. I'm not trying to hold your wig, okay? So when you shout, you need to put enough bobby pins in your wig to keep your wig on your head. Not wig flying all over the church and stuff. Mm-mm. I'm not for that. Cause I was scared of them little fur collar things that everybody used to wear. Now I know everybody got a grandma that had one of those fur. What was it? A rabbit collar that had the little face and it had the little eyes and everything. I was scared of those for real. And it seemed like a mink. That's what it was, a mink. Because my mama had the scarf and the little hat. You could not tell a African American woman nothing when she had the hat, the scarf, and them long gloves coming to church. You couldn't tell my mama nothing, okay? You could not hit her with a brick when she broke out her mink uh collar and little hat. And she had that wig comb just right, them curls just right, had that little mink hat on. Oh, you couldn't tell Lucille nothing. Nothing. And I was scared to death of that damn thing. Oh God. Yeah, but the one that the women wore was a lot smaller. It wasn't that big. Because the one that Coming to America was a lion, wasn't it? It was huge. Oh, Philip say, wash your tail. Yeah, church services can get a little funky. If folks is out there shouting and sweating and carrying on, especially at Church of God in Christ, they do too much when it comes to shouting. I done seen people rolling down the aisles and flipping over benches and let me get out of here before I get hurt. Church of God in Christ people, they are too aggressive with their shouting. Their shouting is extremely aggressive. And it's scary to me. I can't deal with that. And plus all that spitting and vomiting and pushing on people's stomachs and stuff. I can't do that. Y'all can keep that. But I ain't been to a Church of God in Christ in a minute. A long time, actually. They active. That's one thing. They are truly active. So I'm finna get off here, y'all, and fix me something to eat because it's 8:30. Fix me a salad because y'all know I'm trying to go back to being vegan. So I'm about to fix me a nice um, salad. Something quick. I ain't trying to do nothing too late. Casey said I went to a Pentecostal church with a friend. Oh my God. Yeah, Pentecostal is about the same thing as Church of God in Christ. Pentecostal and Church of God in Christ, they all act the same. Yes. It's scary for me too, sweetie. They do absolutely too much. I can't do it. I cannot I can't do them. So okay, you guys, if anybody wants a reading this week, I am available this week. Uh, yeah, up until Friday. Okay, so let me know if you need something. If you want to set up an appointment to talk to me, email me. Y'all should have my email by now. Shoot me an email, and we can set up. I think she's gonna be here next week. I think next week. And so she's going to do an interview with me talking about how she became a priestess. And I wanted to talk about the Orishas, and I wanted to talk about voodoo also, because I think that she is washed in voodoo. Voodoo. For real, for real. Not just one of these people, like myself, who practice hoodoo. Like, she's really washed in voodoo. So I want her to talk about, like the initiation process and all of that kind of stuff. Because for some reason, some of y'all don't believe me. Maybe you'll believe her. Because she really out here doing it. Send me an email, Phoenix. I don't like to talk about that kind of stuff over the thing. Okay, guys, I'm about to go. Give me something to eat. Take Gizmo out to use back. Gizmo? Gizmo! Gizmo! Come here, Poo Poo. Come here. Come here. Come on. Keep coming. Slowpoke. Damn him, yes. Damn him, yes. Okay. I love my mommy. Cover up your address. There he is. Oh, he got the side eye. Did I make you mad? Huh? Did I make you mad? You know they like to see you, Poo-Poo. You know they want to see you. He need a haircut so bad. I'm going to give him a little trim because his little hair keeps falling over his little eyes. So he can't see. You can't see? Huh? You know they want to see you. They like you. Yeah, they do. Okay, I wanted y'all to see little Gizmo, so y'all know he's still doing good with his little cute self. Look at him. He's so cute. I'm so cute, mommy. I'm so cute. All right, guys, I love you, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm not really sure what plant I'm gonna do tomorrow. Now I gotta go back and that's the thing. I gotta go back and see which plants I've already done, and see which one. I think I'm at a point now where we have to start on the outside plants because the ponytail palm was one of my outside plants. Make sure you're watching my plant videos. We did the ponytail palm today. So make sure you go and watch those and support me in that way. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Bye.